over.
Oh my God.
Hi, welcome to the penultimate episode of Off Topic. If you don't know what that means it's the second.
The second to last, yeah.
Who came up with that?
I like to throw that word out, but then I always reserve myself because a lot of people don't know it. They go, "What's that mean?" And I go, "This is a whole conversation."
It sounds like you should then be calling the last one the ultimate episode.
Yeah.
But they don't. They just say it's the last one.
Right.
The
Pen last episode. That way it makes more sense.
That
Yeah, it
sounds
makes a lot of
stupid
sense.
as shit.
Hi, I'm Michael. Joining me are my fellow 2 out of 3 Barkettes, Trevor and Joe.
Yeah.
Is that what we're called, Barkettes?
That's what I'm calling you.
So we're the Barkettes? What
No,
does that make you?
whoever's saying it is they're the bar. If you say it, I'm a Barkette.
Oh.
You would just say the other. And I think I said the other Barkettes.
Yeah.
Meaning
Yes,
I
yes.
am one as well.
Who's the pen Barkette?
Trevor, what are we talking about?
We're talking about Dogbark. So we've smattered the internet with a couple of announcements and videos to try to explain everything. But listen, we understand that people are everywhere and information flies off the handrails and people judge books by covers and like also.
You're getting worked up.
I'm all worked up always. I've got
That's
2 Red
right.
Bulls
Well,
in my cup.
I feel like you've always been worked up, but you've removed some restraints in the last year that have just let it flow more freely.
That's because I've given up, Michael.
Well, you've given up restraint.
I've given up restraint, given up a lot of things. No, so we're talking about Dogbark, and if that's news to you, Achievement Hunter has officially kind of announced its end. We're gonna do a big blowout, like 2 weeks of content, kind of looking back on Achievement Hunter. Some
Well,
old
this is already like
classics.
the end of the first week, essentially.
I guess you're right.
watching this.
Yeah.
There'll be one more off topic,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's one more video after that. This is the final, like the last Achievement Hunter video.
Yeah.
Because we already filmed it.
Yep. Doing the last of various series, but some are like kind of more nostalgic, right? So do you want to talk about the last video before we talk about more of the Dogbark stuff?
Sure. Well, the last Achievement Hunter video is going to mirror the first Achievement Hunter video.
The first ever
Which
Achievement
is
Hunter
Need for Speed Burnout Paradise. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Need for
Burnout?
Speed's a completely different
Yes.
game.
Yeah.
Burnout is a racing game.
Yes.
I wasn't there in the first video. This is a Jack and Jeff thing, right?
Right.
It's a Jack thing.
Yes.
And Jeff was there too. It was to get an achievement in Burnout Paradise. And so...
Billionaire Club, I think?
Yeah. And so Jeff wanted to do that again. So it's you, myself, Jeff, and Jack playing Burnout. It's like a remastered version. Getting that achievement. But really, it's like a 70-minute, basically podcast. Just kind of talking about like the end of Achievement Hunter and you know, kind of where everyone's went and moving on and the new projects we're working on. And it was a video that I think people are gonna call cathartic.
Yeah.
That's what I think they're gonna go, wow.
Yeah,
it was just a lot of Jeff. It was real like Sunday driving vibes.
Yes.
I was doing the thing that you can tell that I'm not playing the game at all. I used to do it in Minecraft all the time where I'll just like run in a circle, like jumping on things forever because I'm talking and I don't give a shit about this game because I fucking hate Minecraft.
I vividly remember that.
That's what I was doing, Trevor, in Burnout. I was just driving and turning and driving and turning and driving and turning. And it was good. It was like really, it was a good finale.
Yes.
I felt like it was, you know, the Achievement Hunter channel is still going to be around. They have all the videos are still going to be up. But this is like a closing chapter, you know, in Achievement Hunter. If you haven't been paying attention in the last couple months and even the last like years, honestly, people have moved on to other projects, moved on to other things. And it's been the 4 of us, Alfredo not being here now because he decided to suck up some sickies.
Yeah, he vacuumed them down really well.
But it's been the 4 of us for a while now, and we finally decided this was the time to like close this and start something new. And what that ended up being was Dogbark.
Yeah.
And it's very different. It's very tonally different, but we hope you at least give it a shot and join us on this new adventure. It's something the 4 of us are very excited about. It's something that we've been working towards for quite a while.
Yes.
But it's also still very fluid. We're still figuring it out as we make each video or each test. It's a lot of things that we've been juggling it while still making Achievement Hunter and Let's Play content. So there are so many videos out now that have like information on this. The Dogbark social media is now out. The YouTube channel, everywhere. It's at Dogbark Show. And it's exciting times. You know, we're excited to do things that, not that we want to do. I've been doing things I wanted to do to Achievement Hunter for a long time, but things that we still couldn't do within the constraints we've kind of built around ourselves,
Sure.
and then we've kind of been beholden to for so long.
Right.
It's really a fresh start. It's really, I feel like we're making things out of anything where we go, oh, let's film that. And so it's a lot more live action than gameplay. We'll still do some gameplay stuff, but that's going to be definitely not as frequent. It's certainly not going to be like, like the Let's Play channel. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of information. That's why I get instantly worked up. There's a lot of information that I want to give and dive into, and my brain immediately scatters in 5 directions, and you did that very well. But basically, like, Achievement Hunter has been absolutely fucking incredible, and that last video was more emotional than I would have thought going into it. I thought I had buckled up and was ready for what the challenge that we had laid out for ourselves was going to be like, but I didn't really think about the emotional toll of closing a chapter. I think it's the right move to do. I think it's the right time to do it. But it is just weird because I, like many people watching at home, have spent probably half my life involved in some way with Achievement Hunter, whether it be as a viewer or as a contributor to the community channel, working early before, getting hired with Jeremy and Matt and many other people in the community, and then being hired here and then growing with this thing and it impressing upon me as I impress upon it. It's just been really fucking cool. And but now I think like Achievement Hunter and Rooster Teeth as a whole, I've always seen had a very unique challenge ahead of it to not only try to make content that spoke to an audience that was there in the early days, the comedic dispositions that they have, the taste that they have, but also it owed it to itself to continue to find new faces, new people, not only internally but externally as an audience to stay viable and stay around. And it became kind of difficult when you have a long-standing brand with kind of different eras to it. You have an audience that has different expectations out of you, and it kind of just became a very difficult dance to not only appease an older established audience, but a newer audience that's just found us or somewhere in between, but also to make content that is authentic, that reflects the kind of dispositions that we have as human beings. We've changed a lot too. And I think that stress kind of like became very challenging. And so I'm very excited for Dogbark to bust out the door with something brand new and fresh. The trailer is taking you into the deep end. If you go to youtube.com/@DogbarkShow, you can watch the trailer. It is definitely a style choice difference. There's a kind of a theme to that trailer that is not going to be pervasive throughout the entire brand.
I feel like we dialed it in that like the trailer is at 100.
Yeah.
Right.
Every video won't be at 100.
Right.
But it's a very good, like you said, like a separation.
Yes. Yeah.
It's very clear that this is different. This is going to be a different style, a different tone. But, if you're willing to give it a shot, it might be something that you're into. Another thing that I think is super important to say is, like, we chose this. We wanted to do this.
Right.
We fought for this,
Actually, yeah.
for a while.
It was a long battle.
To close down Achievement Hunter, to slow it down and, kind of stop making new content for it and create something new. And what the hell is that? And beyond even a normal, say, brand starting from scratch, you have all of the concerns of how to make that successful, but being met with the challenge of how do we explain going from Achievement Hunter to this? How do we prepare the audience that this thing is ending and we're starting this new thing? And hopefully you're into it. I think it has mass appeal, right? I think it's a lot easier to pick up and just go, oh, what's this?
Yeah.
Which is, again, it's kind of like we had our own reasons, our own passions of what we wanted to do, and then just kind of looking at lists of like, what are the pros, what are the cons of this?
Definitely.
And I'm really grateful for all the people already who have said like, wow, it's like, this is ranging from like, this is exactly what I want, I love it. This is like, this is kind of weird, but I'll give it a shot.
Yep.
And like, I have no idea what this is. And so, like you said, this week and then next week will be the last week of like us making Achievement Hunter content. And then it's going to go right into Dogbark. I think there's like 1 or 2 days in between. Starting October 2nd is when we're going to be starting our new upload schedule. Also, this is coinciding with like a kind of an overhaul on First for Rooster Teeth.
Absolutely.
And so it's all kind of like happening at once, and it's going to be different. It's going to be like different from what you're used to, and we're gonna have to kind of navigate it as we go. And it's just something that we're all really passionate about, and it's nice to have like, I don't know, complete ownership over something.
Yeah, dude. Something new, something fresh. There's no history here, and also like, and one thing I want to be very, very clear about is like, it's hard to not watch the only video that's on the channel and start to go, this is everything. Like, this is what the content's gonna feel like. It's gonna be a lot of variety. We have like a dozen little formats, if you will. In Achievement Hunter times, we would have called it one show, another show, where we did
we're trying to
season-wise
just
blocks.
like not necessarily be like a show.
We just want to try a lot of different things.
We're not trying to tie ourselves down to like these specific formats and like do these really strict uploads per se. We just want to be free creatively, and like that's obviously something that you guys can speak to more about than I can in my time at Achievement Hunter, because I was but like a very small part of it. Yeah, a very small part of it, but I enjoyed every second of it. But instead of us trying to fit who we are as creators and as a group, as an ensemble, into the mold that Achievement Hunter was, we just kind of wanted to break free and, like Michael said, complete ownership of something that we want to take in a certain direction, and hopefully you guys come along for the ride, because we really enjoy what we do right now.
It just got a lot harder, and not in a sense that like, oh, this is hard and that's why we're not doing it, but like everyone in Achievement Hunter had a voice and had input, right? But like it's been going for so long, and there's so many people that even those people, they come and they go, that impact that they had kind of stays. Yeah. And so this is like the longest time I feel like it's been the four of us, where it's like, okay, we're Achievement Hunter, we're making the content, and we're making what we like, but there's still so many things around us that like we didn't start or we didn't develop, and it's a lot to like carry on forever, and it's a lot for other people to like, for the audience to watch and kind of understand. Yeah, and this is really a not just tonally like a tonal change as far as the brand, but it's a reset. And I've been equating it to like, it's really hard, and again, this is just like one of the other advantages in my opinion, it's really hard to jump into a show that has 12 seasons, that has 15 seasons. Even if it's really good, even if somebody's telling you about it, it's like, man, I still haven't started One Piece because there's 1,000 episodes, you know? And not that that's like a detriment to something, but it's a nice refresher to say, here's Dogbark. We're, 2 weeks, we'll have content. Here's the trailer. Come along for the ride with us. Absolutely. We're figuring it out, and it's what the four of us want it to be. Again, myself, you, Joe, Alfredo, and Jaren. Jaren is our channel manager.
Yeah, let's shout out Jaren, because Jaren was a very big integral part of us moving forward from Achievement Hunter to Dogbark. And also, like, he just really put it all together and helped us kind of keep our heads together as well, because it is a chaotic time. It was challenging, it was tough, but damn, Jaren made it so much easier than it could have been if we didn't have him.
We've had a lot of help from a lot of people. Also, Larry and Cameron have been a huge help. Larry's been producing a ton of stuff.
Well, he's also helping produce the kind of big celebratory week and a half kind of ending to Achievement Hunter, kind of coordinating all that programming, so I'm super stoked about that. He also sent me the list of what those videos will look like, but I don't know. I think like maybe after like a month or two, we'll have more of a kind of smorgasbord for Dogbark to show you, to start getting a better feel for all the different corners. Because right now, launching this thing, we don't know what kind of format, what little angle that we have will be the thing. So we're gonna try a lot of little things. And so all we can ask for is your support. If you're down to like try us out, see how it goes. If you like it, sharing it with people. But otherwise, just like engaging with it, whatever formats that you like, whether it be all of them or one of them, like I'd say just be patient with us as we kind of put out a little bit of content that's like, it's all orbiting the same circle, but it all feels slightly different.
It's also been fun to know we can try new stuff and just, and that's it. If it either doesn't do well, or like we aren't particularly happy with how it went or whatever. And I guess my point is like, we've been dabbling with just like little shorts, right? Yeah, we might put some out and then you'll never see them again because it's like, oh, well, this didn't really work this way or whatever. But like, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, expect to see some videos where we try something and you might not see it again, or you might see it in 6 months. But it's kind of a break from the whole like, okay, you made a show, can you make it 10 episodes? Yeah. Can you make it for 3 months or something like that? And it's very loose. It's very, we just come in, we bounce ideas off of each other. It's very much like, oh, that's great, and we start like prepping it and throwing it together, and it's been overwhelming, but I think we've all been looking forward to to like even the announcement, right? Like Dogbark's not even out yet. I mean, the channel's up and the trailer's out, but you know, we're not releasing videos yet. Again, that's October 2nd. But it's just such a relief to finally like have it in front of the world to see. It's been so much fun coming up with like the designs and the names and the colors and the vibe. I mean, we've reworked this thing 10 times probably, right? It's gone through, for the longest time it had no name, then it had another name, and then we changed it, and it's just, I don't know, it's been a process. It's something I have never really gotten to do in all my time here, right? Like I've done stuff, like I've been involved in Achievement Hunter for so long, but obviously it came after it started, and you know, I helped create Face Jam as you did with Red Web, but this is like a whole different monster. You know what I mean? It's like not just like a podcast show. Like it's a big thing, and like as Joe was saying, it's nice to just go anything we make. To not put it into a bucket of okay, this is like that video. It's Dogbark. Everything is Dogbark. That's just kind of the easiest way to describe it, right?
It's all the Dogbark show.
Even when we get to the uploads, right? Which again, it's gonna change or something. Right now, right? Like full uploads are gonna be Mondays and Fridays, and then we're gonna have kind of like the Patreon model, basically, just have exclusive weekly first videos where you get a video on Monday, you get a video on Friday. If you're a first member, you also get a video on Wednesday and Saturday. And it's just like, you can come to expect that, but they're not gonna be the same videos every week. There's no like, this is, you know, the slot. There's the only thing is a video is
There's no
coming out.
Minecraft slot.
It could be a video game. It could be like a green screen thing. It could be whatever. Shit we haven't even thought about yet.
It's kind of the stuff that we really enjoyed making and we want to put out. Like, we want people to see that. Because there are a ton of stuff that we filmed that we all really liked actually filming and like fucking around and just joking with each other. But then when we look at it, it's like, didn't really work. Okay, what do we do next? And then we move on to another thing, you know?
I'll say, like the things we've already done too, whether we make something out of it or not, it's just been so nice where, like you were saying, we've been trying stuff. We're like, oh, what about this one thing? And then that splintered into four other little ideas. Yeah. And just to be able to have, not that we're not doing things with like the company as a whole and still interacting with all the other departments and everything, but it is certainly more of a focused, I've been saying in all the meetings where we've been trying to explain what Dogbark is to the people in this company, and without being able to it's kind of a thing where you go, you just got to see it. But there was nothing for them to see. I've been saying, just lock us in that room and throw away the key, because it really harkens back to, for me, an earlier time where it's just like, everyone in this room, they do everything. You're gonna come up with it, you're gonna shoot it, we're not gonna edit it, but it's just kind of like, we're siloed in a way of creativity, right? Where like, dude, in the best way, because I haven't done this in forever, just doing some Dogbark stuff in the last week or two, there was probably like 3 days I went home at like 7 o'clock, and I'm like, that's awesome. Because like
we lose track of time.
Because again, we were doing Achievement Hunter stuff, we're doing Let's Play stuff, we get to Dogbark stuff, and I remember going like, it's 5:30, like I wanted to try this thing, but I don't want to make people stay late. And everyone's like, I don't give a shit. Yeah. Like I'm just so excited to shoot this thing. And then again, that's not to say like Jared's making us work late. He is, but he just didn't want me to say it. He still finds time to go to all his concerts. Somehow
he manages.
We're over there working away, and he's going to see with Tenacious D with my wife. But yeah, it's just that feeling of, I stayed late today, and like you said, I didn't even keep track of the time because we were so invested and we're so excited. Just the whole process of it. Yeah. And again, not that I haven't had that with Achievement Hunter. I've always had that. It's just, even in the structure of itself, I used to come in and make videos by myself. I would edit them by myself, and I'd put them out. And just the nature of everything just slowly changed, where like, I still get the exact same passion and excitement out of videos for Achievement Hunter, but it has to fit into a box where like, is everyone here that we need? Do we have all the things downloaded? There's so many things that have to fall into place. And this has kind of removed a lot of that, where it's like, oh, hey, Joe, I have an idea. You want to do a bunch of this shit? He's like, yeah, okay.
We can just do it right now. Boom.
And that's kind of what I want the whole thing to be, right? Yeah. Everyone just come in with what they have, and the four of us just have really good chemistry, and we're on a similar wavelength. Like, not that we always agree, but it's already been awesome. Yeah. It's just been great. And I'm really excited about it. And again, I'm really thankful for all the people that have already positively responded, and for all the people who maybe it's not your cup of tea, but you're willing to give it a shot. Yes. I can't wait to get it rolling, and like, you know, have friends come in and like guest and stuff, and and hop around. But it's kind of, the sky's the limit right now, and you know, we're just kind of we're a little bit ahead of the curve, but we're very much still figuring it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
You're gonna watch us figure it out.
We
with
don't
you.
have like 6 months of content filmed.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're like,
Maybe we should.
Maybe we should.
No, but seriously, like that's why that's why I just wanted to be candid about like what it will be out the gate and how it will kind of ebb and flow. But if you really want a general idea, is like we're kind of doing this like Adult Swim public access TV with bright colors. That I mean, I don't know. I'm just very excited for the vibe shift.
There was a little
again,
like
and-
demented wiggles.
I
Teletubby.
also don't want any of our excitement for this new thing to have in any way a backhanded relationship towards the past.
No, it's not.
There's none of that.
I just wanted that. And like, I was so bored.
I just wanted to put that out there.
I'm here, baby.
Just 'cause-
Again,
yeah.
it just became like the perfect time where
Oh, yeah.
all the four of us specifically being kind of on the same page, and the four of us specifically being, the main force still in Achievement Hunter, it just kind of slowly became like, do we want to try something new? Do we want to start sunsetting Achievement Hunter and try something new? And we were all in agreement, and we were told time and time again, like, come up with a clear vision. So many pitches and meetings, and this and that. And
What's your schedule?
I
What's
think
your
it was
this,
all
that?
worth
Yeah.
it, and we really fought for it. And I'm thankful to Rooster Teeth for letting us do it, because they could have just said no. You
Yeah.
can't make.
Oh my God,
Dogbark."
yes, absolutely.
But yeah, it in no way was like I hated Achievement Hunter, even though that's the first thing I say when Jeff asks me in the Burnout video. He goes, so why? And I go, don't want to do it.
You say a lot of things, Michael, and then you gotta go back and be like, well, I didn't mean it like this.
I'm looking forward to maybe people finding this that don't know who we are or have never seen anything and go, wow, that's weird. Maybe I'll tell a friend about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, if someone watches the video and goes, that's weird,
Well-
that's good. I'll take
Yeah.
that.
That's kind
Sure.
of the whole vibe of Dogbark, right? Like even in our all the meetings we've had and everything like leading up to this, when someone asked us to describe what we wanted to do, it was really hard to just put it into words and put it into concise and make it concise and clear. So
Put it in
this is
marketing
exactly
language,
what it
Joe.
is. Yeah, it was just hard,
hard.
because
Very hard.
what Dogbark is it's taking all the crazy shit that's in all of our heads that we all spitball to each other all the time,
Yeah.
and actually putting that on a screen and filming it and doing it together. But like you said, we're still figuring it out. We don't exactly know what that is, but it's something that we all really love doing, and we've all really had fun trying all these little things.
Mm-hmm.
I can kind of put it this way, that if you've been watching just Achievement Hunter or Let's Play, recently in the last this year, or you watch Off Topic, beyond me and my amazingly impossible, genetically impossible physical transformation, it's also been what?
Nothing.
It's also been if you've noticed, oh, Michael's dressing this different, dressing that different. It wasn't like I'm gonna do this for Dogbark, but the two are the same.
Yeah.
As we've been coming up with Dogbark, I've been embracing my Dogbark, and I feel like I've been running Dogbark for the last at least 2-3 months, right? With just my different styles. Just a lot of people going, I'd never expect Michael to do that. That's Dogbark Michael, which is also my new handle, by the way, because I think I'm the only person that had AH. So
Dogbark
I had to
underscore
change
Michael?
that immediately.
Yeah.
Dogbark Michael, not everywhere, because I'm only
Just in one spot.
I'm only gonna change it where I had AH. But
Well, now it could
I
be
don't
more
know.
of a surprise.
I don't
Michael.
know. Yeah, for me, it's very easy to be like, oh, 2023, that's Dogbark Michael. And that's all the things I'm already doing in my own life, and I don't know, kind of my personal changes and growth I've had is going hand in hand with Dogbark to me. It's kind of me blending my personal life with my work life, which is something obviously we already do anyway at this job. But I don't know, I really feel like this is a great, I kind of expect some people when they see the announcement for Dogbark to go, that's why I got in shape. No, not really. But
Just
boy,
coincides.
boy, it works out though.
It works out.
It works
The
out.
urge to evolve.
It's
gotta
kind of
listen to it.
kind of like evolving a little bit, seeing it and going, oh, I should lean into this.
Yeah.
And that's gone so well with Dogbark.
Yeah.
And I'm just really happy at just how accepting people have been of it.
Let me ask this, because a huge part of me is tempted to just kind of spill our own beans and be like, here are a few specific video ideas that we've had that I don't know when they'll come out. Some of them might not come out. I don't know, but just to give a better kind of feel for what the channel can look like. Because I'm impatient. Because even when we launch, only one video will be out that day, and then you got to wait a little bit, and then the next day, and then
We should say too though.
Yeah.
So we were gonna have again, kind of, and I expect this. First, basically, much like Patreon, if you want to support us, the best way possible, subscribe on YouTube, like and comment. But then beyond that, it would be sign up for first.
Yes.
At Rooster Teeth. And so we're going to have, as of now, the weekly Wednesday and Saturday videos for first. The first week of Dogbark, October 2nd, they're all going to go public.
Just so you can see it.
Just so you can get a little sampling. So you'll get a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday video. But then right into that second week, that Wednesday and Saturday is going to be first.
Monday, Friday.
It's not like a traditional, this is a first show. You have to sign up for it. Or like trying to kind of get people to sign up to watch that show. It's more, hey, we really appreciate the support.
Yeah.
And this is the extra content we're going to provide for you. It's not going to be a huge over-the-top show.
Yeah.
It's not going to be trucked up, but it is going to be weekly content you're going to get every single week. And I'll say this like right off the bat, because I'm pretty sure we're doing it. You're going to get a podcast. That's going to be one of them. It's not going to be a whole big to-do. In my head, it's more like the Sunny podcast.
Yes.
Where it's just kind of us at our desks, kind of casually talking, even more casual than this, where we'll be able to like talk about stuff that we saw online. We'll be at our computers, right? It's kind of the idea of like,
stuff, like,
it's just going to be a lot more because, and as much as I love the show, it is a production. It's huge. It's a huge production.
It is.
And we're going to come up with a first only podcast just to kind of say, hey, if you want a little peek behind the scenes, we'll probably talk about like stuff that we did that week. I don't know. Again, much like comparing it to Achievement Hunter, it's kind of hard right now to say how different it is going to be than this show. It's like, oh, you're just going to do off topic behind first. It's going to be a completely different show.
Completely.
And it's not a thing where you go, oh, that's bullshit. You're like putting that behind a paywall because it's like you can look at it that way, but again, it's more. This is like the reorganization that we're doing right now, and this is more wanting to give every single week to the people that support us the most.
Yeah.
Not like a huge show every couple months or a tentpole show, which is great. I love those. But like for us specifically, just the four of us to go, here's our public content, and if you're a first member, here's your first content. You know, and hopefully
discounts
you really
in the store,
it.
Discord, some extra Dogbark content, a way to support us 100%. There's no middleman. Like, I fucking hate, like, you know, whether it be Twitch or YouTube or whoever the fuck else, there's a split involved. Like, it is based on what you watch on our website when you're a first member that supports us 100%. So,
there's a whole lot of metrics that people smarter than me have written down that I could explain to you, but it's the simplest way is it's more better.
It's just more better.
It's just more better.
It's more better
for us.
That's a good way to say it. Yeah, more betterer.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, you'll also see like extended cuts of certain things or deleted scenes from certain things that are like less polished that were like whatever.
Like you were saying, we shot some stuff on Friday, like that we could, again, the other beauty of it too is how like kind of piecemeal this stuff is we don't have to make a whole video. We don't have to make something and go, is that long enough? It's like, we got 20 seconds or 30 seconds. This is really fucking funny.
But it doesn't fit somewhere.
And we now have a way to just like add it to other things and make Dogbark stuff.
Yeah.
Again, that's it. It's just like, there's this show doesn't fit with that show. It's just all kind of Dogbark. But my point is we were doing a thing, and in what we were filming, we're like, we got it. We got what we needed. But then you had another idea. We were like, oh, what if we do this? And immediately it's like, oh, that's funny, but like, it'll be too long.
It draws out the thing.
And we're just like, oh, we could just like, that could be like extra content. We could just like put that up for first. Stuff like that is what I'm also excited about.
Yes.
Like a legitimate, the way we're filming things now gives us an opportunity to have so much extra content, or at least a level of extra content, where we'll have regularly more to offer to the people who want it the most.
We'll probably experiment on first too.
Exactly,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like Achievement Hunter had like 2 full channels, and at a certain point, both channels were essentially daily. And so like, no matter how much you try to record, there's only so much time in the day for everyone to edit and film and be there and whatever. So like, it almost became like, if it's recorded, it ships. And like, everything went from like record to channel. And so now there's like a little bit of room in there to like reflect and experiment and try and put it out and listen. And it, you know, I'm very, very eager to toy around with this thing and continue to find our footing.
Yeah, I mean, I think like when it comes to the extra content that we're planning to do for first and stuff, it is nice to be able to show people kind of the inner workings of our minds and our process, because then it lets them like kind of really deep dive into the content that they truly love. That's why they're supporting us at first. I don't know, it's just cool to be able to like show people that, because I think like YouTube, like content creation just as a whole in the last few years has really exploded. But you don't really ever get to see inside of those moments. And so like us being able to provide that and actually be like, hey, we can record this extra thing that we did for an hour, but it's not going to go to the main thing or whatever. Like just showing them we did this for an extra hour, here you go. Like that's exciting to me personally because I love that stuff. I think that's like my favorite part of us doing Dogbark is all the experimentation we're doing and how freely we can think about doing this one thing and not putting ourselves in a box or tying ourselves to these rules. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it seems so small, but like that extra content to me is really exciting to be able to show people like how we do things and why we're doing it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's again, when I say this, I'm just getting ahead of it. I don't mean to, backhandedly say anything about Achievement Hunter or this past year, but like, but I'm just like super stoked.
Stick to the guidelines, Trevor. Stick to the talking points.
I'm just
stick to the talking points, Trevor.
I'm just super stoked to be invested again, to lose track of time, to be here at 6:30 and go, oh shit, I forgot what time it was. To be inventive again.
You forgot to feed Barbara.
I forgot to feed Barbara.
She's just swimming around in her bowl.
Just like a lot of that, and to kind of have no expectations for ourselves even because the thing hasn't existed yet. It's been really nice and refreshing. And you've seen each of us over these past couple years, our comedic dispositions. You're still gonna feel pieces of my creative inspiration, like the shows that I've made, like Ready, Set, Show or Outdorks or Egg Jeopardy. Like you're still gonna see a lot of that DNA be pulled upon because that's just how I make shows.
Yeah.
You're still gonna see a lot of that disposition from, I'm blanking on the show, Don't Make a Scene, from Joe, because we fell in love with that format. And so
I would argue too,
you're
going to get Joe even talking more about North Korea.
If that's what you like.
More.
That's what
You're going to get it.
I'll
talk about it more.
I'm saying you already have been.
I mean,
comparatively,
the
jump from Achievement Hunter to Dogbark, Joe's talk of Korea and North Korea have gone up exponentially.
All right, so
don't think you're going to miss that.
It's the Trevor's point, right? It's like my time at Achievement Hunter was awesome. The community welcomed me with
you're going to
open
shit
arms.
on it too? Go for it. Now you hate it.
I'm not going to shit on it. No.
I'm not going to backhand it. Here I go.
It's not backhanded. It's just like for me, Dogbark is just different because, like you said, it hasn't existed before. It's a brand new thing. We're starting it from scratch.
We're not born yet.
Yeah, and
I'm born to shit.
I was a
Borden's hell
creator that was doing stuff solo before I came to Achievement Hunter. And for me, it was personally a challenge as a creator to jump into something that already exists with a lot of chemistry between people who have been together for years and years and years and know a lot of the history of it. And it was a challenge. And I loved being part of that challenge. It challenged myself to grow and be different and also kind of evolve my comedic style. But yeah, it's not that really I felt confined or I couldn't be myself. It's just that there were certain aspects to Achievement Hunter that were different than what I did in my own personal stuff.
You kind of got to find the right avenue. To
yeah,
do
yeah. It was
and that was a lot of us like Majin Joe.
Yeah.
Right. It's stuff like that can exist.
Yeah.
It's just you have to find honestly, just where can this go on the schedule?
Yeah.
Where can we find time to film this?
Yeah.
Do we have the space? And we've removed a lot of that kind of stuff.
It's not like you're putting on a mask and you're being a different person. It's just there's so many moving parts that you have to find where you can navigate through all of it, right?
Sure.
And so starting from scratch and building Dogbark up from the ground up, it's super exciting because I feel like for me personally that I can just do anything I want to do, and it's not you can't compare it to anything because it's not like anything we've done, right? So it's just I get to do that, and it's really exciting for me personally to just be able to do that.
Yeah, a little less pressure.
Yeah, it's less pressure.
Versus,
It's
from your perspective, versus diving into something that's had all this momentum.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, because when you if you think about it, right? There's everyone here is just they're so fucking talented at what they do, and I've never been surrounded by that. I've never had that. All that my world was surrounded with were individuals who were up and coming or trying to make it in the content creation world, and then there's the 0.1 percenters who are just above everyone else, and I felt like I jumped into a world where it was
they're just people like you and me, Joe.
Oh yes,
no,
they're
not.
just
They're
people
better.
no.
The 1 percenters, they're better.
They're better.
They're always
Better.
better. That's how I felt, right? Jumping into it, with Achievement Hunter. You guys were all so fucking great at what you did, and I'm still finding out
Past
who I am
tense.
as a creator. It is
Yeah.
past tense. But I feel like this lets us explore it.
I think you're 100% correct. I think that with the guide rails blown apart, there's no formats really, right? Like it's brand new. Like it gives us a chance to explore new creative avenues and try new things. And again, pieces of it are going to feel familiar. Pieces of it are going to feel wildly different. And I keep kind of comparing it to, I think I already said this, but like Adult Swim, not so super far down that lane, but like a little bit Tim and Eric, Eric Andre, kind of like a little bit in that realm. A piece of my mind just forever lives in that comedic style. Your Zach Galifianakis, Between Two Ferns, like, I don't know, it's just like, that's part of my core DNA, but I don't know, I think one thing that we've talked to, I guess, marketing about, because like this was us not only self-reflecting on like, okay, what is our thing, trying to also tell the company what is this thing, but like one piece that I think that kind of helped us find it was like us asking ourselves questions, challenging ourselves, like, what if we did this? Or like, could we do that? Could we get away with this? Or like, imagine a world where if we wore a mask, we could do anything.
With anything, yeah. Just
Yeah.
and gloves. Don't forget the gloves.
And like,
DNA.
and so we talk a lot about the green screen because that was our latest shiny toy, basically, by the time that we were doing the trailer. But again, like, what if we did, whether it be improv or a video game, but use the tool of the green screen to bring a different element to it. And again, I don't know how specific we want to get, but like, I'm just super stoked on one of the ideas in particular that we have is like playing a game, merging in the element of green screen, and like the game is the backdrop to a comedic.
More stuff like just a little taste and something that if you think about this now, if you watched it when it came back, this was 100% Dogbark because we were still making Achievement Hunter, we were still making Let's Play, but we only have so much time where we can't just, okay, now we're gonna do Dogbark stuff. But so we would do little Dogbark stuff like
Baby
esque,
barks.
Yeah.
but putting it in Achievement Hunter and just kind of seeing how it worked and how the reaction was or whatever. And 100% something that we did where I was like, this is Dogbark, was the Euro Truck Simulator.
There you go.
Where
That was
we're
awesome.
like, I was driving the truck and it was like a 2-hour stream and it was just off the rails. And you guys were coming in as characters and it was very little about the game. It just sort of supported
The game was the foundation.
kind of
for
like
comedy.
how Halo was machinima for RVB.
Honestly,
right?
yeah.
That's kind of like we had Euro Truck Simulator, but it wasn't really about that. That just kind of set it up.
Yeah.
That is like something we want to do again and recreate and things like that. But like that's the kind of stuff we've been. If you saw that in Achievement Hunter and went, "What the fuck is this?" That's Dogbark. That's what that was. That was like they don't know it's Dogbark.
Obviously, it won't be 2 hours of like streaming because that creates a different energy, but like you condense that down into the highlight moments, into the main moments that kind of has a story to it.
If you looked at that and went, this is so weird, where did this come from? That was us making this. That's where it came from.
The creative genesis had moved to Dogbark as our physical forms were still kind of recording.
But at the same time, we were like, we can't just
we had to do both.
But we were like, we
little
can't
bit.
just make Dogbark now. Because tonally, it'd be insane.
Right.
And then also, it would kind of shoot ourselves in the foot if it's like, we made Dogbark on Achievement Hunter for 5 months, and then ended it, and then started Dogbark, and then it's the same
It wouldn't
stuff
feel
you've been
different.
watching.
Yes.
And so we did the best we could to like try little experiments here and there, or film things on the side. But that's just like the easiest thing I can point to, where if you're like, if you want to see the beginnings of it, it's that. Because we were already like deep into it at that point when we made that stream. It's been a while. It's been, I would say, most of the year.
It's been a while since I...
And then right near launch, Alfredo's going to stay home.
Yeah.
Because he decided.
No.
Oh.
To shit his pants.
Yeah.
I actually,
He decided.
full disclosure, I shit my pants yesterday.
Dude, I went to the bathroom
Really?
before this
Yeah.
podcast because I
Happened?
was afraid to shit my pants.
Well, I have a fucking sinus infection, which is terrible. Yeah. I can tell because my teeth hurt. My top jaw. And I had it like 2 years ago. And so immediately I went, oh, do I have a sinus infection again? The worst is like at night and in the morning. The days, fine.
Yeah.
But I've not been feeling well since kind of like Friday night, Saturday and Sunday. I was like, ugh. Barely been eating. So by the way, I'm back to cutting. Like I'm gonna look great.
It's just a really unhealthy cut, though.
Right, but what do you want me to do? I'm sick. What would you like me to do? Not
Eat
be
some
sick?
food,
What would you like me to do?
man.
Not be sick? I would love to not be sick. This is how my body is reacting to my illness. I'm gonna take the pros with the cons, Joe. I'm gonna look lean.
You're also gonna take those steroids.
Here's what I did. Well, I put them inside my food. Nom, 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 nom. I put
no,
them in my
he's
food.
not.
I like how you said it like I am. No, he's not.
Well, I also winked.
Here's what I decided to do to ease back into my not eating while I'm sick. I ate Taco Bell.
Whoa!
And so it wasn't even
That's like steroids, the food, though.
It wasn't even like, oh, I farted and I thought I was gonna fart. It was just like humped it down. Oh, I shit my pants.
Dude.
It was just like that.
I haven't had Taco
It was like
Bell
that.
in months.
So I'm in my bathroom,
Yeah.
washing the shit out of my pants before I throw it in the washing machine.
Right, literally the shit out of your pants.
Oh, it was just a little. But who laughed?
It got to your pants,
Who
though?
laughed? No, my underwear.
Oh, got it.
When you say you shit your pants, I assume most of the time it's your underwear.
But when you're washing-
you pull your right. So I shit myself senseless. Had to go upstairs. Thank God for a bidet. Makes
Yeah.
cleaning your shit pants so much easier. Then I got done. I'm all refreshed and ready to go. I'm not just gonna throw underwear with like shit in it in the washing machine. That's
Right,
crazy.
you're going to throw it in the fire.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna
Where it
rinse it
belongs.
first.
Yeah.
Rinse it and then throw it in the washing
don't
machine. I
rinse
don't know why
it?
he's shaking his head.
I don't have a habit of shitting my pants.
You just- sometimes.
Yeah. Do you want to throw shit in the washing
No,
machine?
you
with
wanna-
other
you wanna
things?
know why
Throw
it out.
You wanna
Just
know-
throw it out.
Yeah,
Don't ever
I-
have kids, Trevor. There's poop on it. Throw it away. Bye, kid. Just throw the whole kid away.
Exactly. Now you
So,
get it.
so Lindsay came in and I'm washing my underwear and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I go, I shit my pants. Da-da-da. And Lindsay's like, "Oh,
Where are you washing
Oh,
it?
yucky, yucky, yucky. In my bathroom. My master bathroom."
In the sink that you
Bathtub.
brush at?
Yeah, absolutely, Trevor. Again, I don't know what world you live in. Bodily fluids come and go.
I mean, toilet water.
I also don't
you could
lick the
just
sink. I
scrub
also
in the toilet
it doesn't
and
matter.
just flush it down.
It doesn't
and
matter.
it's either
It doesn't
the same
matter.
shit
I could
either
use the
way.
bathtub. It doesn't matter. I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care. I'm washing it. I go, and Lindsay goes, "Oh, I gotta shit my pants." I'm like, "Yeah, no. Huh?" And I go, "I shit my pants." And they're like, "Oh my God!
Yeah.
I thought you were joking. I'm so sorry." I'm like, "What's to be sorry about? It's shit.
No,
It's
it should be
it's
sorry about it.
Done." And then I threw it in the washing machine.
I had
'Cause
to,
I don't want
to find a new gym.
I don't want
for the
shit.
Same
I
exact
don't want
issue.
shit particles floating around in the washing
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah.
So I rinse them down the drain.
You remember this?
I don't want other clothes
Last year,
getting
I had to
poop
find
on
a
it.
new gym because I shit myself.
You
at the
blew
gym.
out your trunk so bad you needed to find a new gym?
dude.
They put a picture of you on the bulletin board and said, "This man shit his pants."
I went down. I was doing dumbbell bench. Okay, I went
Yeah.
down. You got to flex your core. It just a little bit came out.
Dude,
I didn't even realize it until I was done with my set.
Whoa!
It felt
There's
like
a secret
nothing.
Shit?
It felt like nothing.
It felt like air.
But turned out I had some stomach
Fair.
issues going on that same day. I think that same day that I shit myself at the gym, I went to the ER from the office. I think that was the same exact day.
You shit yourself so bad you went to the ER.
was an emergency. It was
on
an
my
emergency.
way to this very podcast, I took a safety squat. I went to the toilet and I threw my legs back and I said, "Jesus, take the wheel." And basically, I just had a danger fart and I knew it was gonna be. I knew it was gonna be productive.
I see.
I just didn't know how bad.
See, again, that's it wasn't that at all. I was just like, so anyway, no, I think I just shit my pants. It was one of those. It was a real sick shit.
There
That's
was
the
a-
way to describe it. Like I'm sick, and then I ate Taco Bell. And
Yeah.
I was just going, this is happening.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And so again, I don't. Thank God I was at my house.
See, I miss eating Taco Bell, but I don't miss the after effects of Taco Bell.
It doesn't usually
I
bother me.
still don't. Yeah, I had a pandemic shit my pants moment where I'm stuck on a meeting and I'm doing the dance. I think I told this story on this show, but like I'm listening and I think I'm talking to Jeff Yetter, so now he knows that I shit while talking to him. But I'm just doing one of those things where you're just like, just like, ugh. I'm doing a little salsa.
That's
'cause I'm
usually
like,
for pee-pee though.
I'm like, yeah, but
honestly.
I'm
No, I
holding
get it.
back. I'm like squelching. I'm just holding it tight. But it's pushing. It's coming.
Was
it's
it like
going.
a solid stool
Wall
or a
by
wet
wall, we're
shit?
falling. It was like Attack on Titan. I mean,
Oh no.
Rose wall was down,
Was
and
it
like
wet
the
or
Titans
solid?
were getting in, and it was somewhere in between. It
Oh,
was like
okay.
a soft solid.
Okay.
It wasn't like turtlenecking.
No,
You know?
no.
That's like-
It wasn't
that's
prairie
solid.
dogging. It was It's how it slipped the defenses because it was like the liquid.
It had a fake
the
ID.
liquid could slip through.
It was like, yeah, I'm supposed to be here.
Oh God. So anyway,
What are you
that happened, and I went. This
What are you
meeting just
eating?
went a little too long.
What are you eating?
You eating some fudge?
I'm eating nothing.
A pudding?
I love whenever Joe talks on a microphone when he's like,
Oh,
and he's chewing a cloud.
I'm not
sound of you chewing
I'm
a
not
cloud.
chewing
I
a
could see it.
cloud.
I saw it.
You
Yeah,
didn't.
we all saw it. Were you?
I didn't-
Lauren Boebert?
I didn't know they made steroids in vape
another
format.
I'll respond in a second.
Okay. this guy's actually on steroids.
What? Oh,
Yeah, you are.
What?
Oh yeah,
I am.
I talked about it last week. I'm on steroids for my shoulder.
Well, no, because you hadn't taken them yet
Not
last week.
metabolic.
Oh, I still haven't picked them up yet,
steroids.
by the way.
So you're not.
What?
I went to Costco Saturday. Went meal.
It's been a
shopping
week!
for my meal prep. I was like shopping for my meal prep because my medicine wasn't ready until Friday. For some reason, it took so fucking long.
Yeah.
I went Saturday and I was like, boom! I got everything I need from Costco. Can meal prep tomorrow. It's Sunday. We got home right when we got home. I was
Hang
like,
on, it was Saturday then Sunday.
Oh, sorry.
Confused.
My
you were at
timeline fucked
Costco
up.
for a whole day?
Costco Saturday.
so many deals.
Came home, unpacked all the groceries,
Okay.
and I was like, boom, we got everything. And then I looked around and I was like, something's missing. And then I went up to Destiny and I just stared at her for like 2 minutes and I was like, hey, do you know what we forgot at Costco? One of the most important things of the reason why we went to Costco today, because they got their pharmacy there. She was like, oh, Greek, we got your Greek yogurt because I'm just eating
That'll
so much
really
Greek
make
yogurt.
it slide out of
Oh
you.
no, we
It
got
does.
chicken. What else do you need? My medicine, my steroids.
So
And
what
she was
I'm
like,
hearing is your shoulder wasn't bothering you
That
enough.
sounded just like her.
That's what Destiny sounds like.
She responds like non-verbally, like Peach, just like, ooh.
Yeah.
So your shoulder wasn't bothering you enough to remember.
Yeah, it's actually fine now.
So it wasn't an
You're
issue,
me.
but they gave you steroids to fix it.
Well, it's
a
chronic
huge
inflammation, so it'll flare up really easily.
Oh.
Because I need to get rid of the initial inflammation.
Got it.
But it's still there. It just doesn't. It feels normal inflamed now.
Oh, so it's just normally painful versus.
Yeah, it's like slightly painful
abnormally
versus
painful.
the Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. Well.
Go get your medication.
Well, stop shitting your pants.
No.
Oh,
How about that? No.
Yeah. Well, no.
Okay.
I won't get my medicine.
My shoulder doesn't hurt from shitting my pants.
Yeah, your butthole does.
No, my butthole's fine.
Oh,
Why would my butthole hurt?
I don't know.
That-
Maybe you
the
let
whole
it.
job is
Maybe
to
you
push
let it
poop
sit
out.
for so long.
That's literally
and
what
then you
it's
started
for.
squeezing
What am I
on the butt.
doing?
That's what
The
it
first time.
exists for.
Ah! Is this my life?
Maybe you started chafing your butthole, your butt crack.
What?
uh,
What are you saying?
From all the moisture from
I
your
thought
shit.
I said weird things randomly. He's just throwing out chafing.
No, you guys have made each other worse. There's
Yeah.
been this Trevor Joe connection I didn't see coming. Once you stopped holding it in, it like further activated him. It's a real back and forth I didn't expect.
All I wanted to say was that I sat down on the toilet just to like let out a fart because I was worried. And instead I started telling a story about how I threw my legs back and started praying to God. None of that.
Where did this conversation start? Oh, it started with North Korea.
I would say it started with it,
Whoa,
but
whoa, yeah.
you like
You-
to talk about it.
Do you guys ever think about the fact that
Yes, you
humans never really stop shitting their pants? They just take a hiatus typically in their adult life, but for some reason everybody around Rooster Teeth just kind of doesn't go on hiatus.
No,
You
I
kinda-
think no.
'cause
I
you-
think
you
people
shit
here
as
just,
a baby, you
just
shit when
talk
you're
about
old.
it. I think everybody shits their pants.
Okay.
They're just not brave enough to discuss.
Hey,
Yeah.
be brave enough. Let us know in the comments. When was the last time you shit your pants? If it was over 5 years ago, you're lying.
Yeah, no shit.
Bullshit.
Oh, but there's nothing worse than like.
I mean, look, there's like
I'd rather-
IBS, right?
Yes.
Which is a problem.
Right.
And then there's just like sometimes, I rolled the dice and
Get
I lost.
yourself a nice antispasmodic. You'll be good to go. But like, and the fibers, because really the
Get a
situation.
bidet, too.
That's good too, because the situation I had was only cured by a bidet. Because when it's somewhere in between the liquids and the solids, pooping yourself with a solid is just like laying an
Well,
egg.
the problem is you poop
get
and
mud
it goes in your
cheeks.
exactly, it goes in your
I don't-
underwear a little bit, but then it's like, where do I even start?
I
though?
don't want- right.
Where do I even got to dive in to start cleaning this mess up?
You don't start. You just take a mental moment to just
Just
end.
throw away your whole ass, if you're
Well,
Trevor.
yeah, that's what I kind of did. You sit there and you go, "This is helpless. There's nowhere to begin. I guess this version of me now dies, and a new version of me has to be born in order to step up to the plate to fix this. I don't have it within me to cure this issue, so then I ascend, and then someone else comes to the table and goes, "Damn, I gotta my."
Hey, I just got here and I'm cleaning up somebody's mess.
What did I inherit?
Whoa.
Started from the bottom.
It was a real
Now I'm
rabbit,
here.
It was a real rabbit hole right there.
It was a poop hole.
Pooping your hole. Pooping yourself, not pooping your hole. This is
know.
poop. There is poop in your hole, but
If I could poop somebody else's pants, that would be pretty good, though. Like,
That-
bam!
Do you think the poop will carry as much over to Dogbark? Because look, I'm not gonna like.
I mean,
I'm
yeah.
not going to actively avoid it.
If we're an honest brand, then yes.
Yeah.
Like you said, everybody has their boom booms. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has
Sometimes
those
it's not
days.
even a mistake.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
We don't make mistakes.
No, I just meant pooping yourself.
Oh.
Might be on purpose.
Sometimes. Depends. If you're trying to get out of a really bad date.
Depends. That's a way you
Yeah.
can shit
Right,
right
that's
into
a
it.
safety measure.
It's
for
a safety
sure.
measure. Yeah, if you're on a really bad date, you just shit yourself and you go, hey, sorry, it's not gonna work out. I gotta go home.
Do you remember the last time you consciously soiled yourself? One or two?
What does that mean though? By choice?
Yeah. Like you knew it was gonna happen. You said, "I'm doing this."
It
and
might
you
have been.
committed.
It might have
ever
been
done.
here.
Really?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
consciously said, "I'm gonna shit my
There
pants."
must have been. Yeah, I think one time
I
we
could
were
stop
filming
it,
something,
but-
and then someone poured water on me, and I was like, no one will notice. And then I decided to piss myself, and no one noticed.
Okay.
My pants were already wet.
Mm.
That really didn't happen. Please don't believe that.
Actually, I'll take it back. You know when I definitely did that a lot as a kid. If you were just like outside all day swimming and shit,
Oh,
you just get out and you just go piss.
that's safe.
Yeah, you
and
just go
much more
piss, and then
sane.
you come back.
That's very sane. I mean, I can understand that. The last time I consciously remembered this, and this was way after I was trained here by the toilet. I must have been around 10.
Sorry.
Yes.
When we went to the beach, I was pissing like crazy. You just piss yourself in the ocean.
Yeah,
What
but
the
does that
fuck are you
count?
talking about? I
That's
was
kinda
swimming
like-
next to you.
Yeah.
And
What
you
the-
didn't notice?
Well,
the-
we're in the fucking ocean. I'm not just gonna piss in the ocean. Guys, I'm gonna walk 2
swimming
miles
next to you. It's
back.
piss
I'm gonna go to
anyway.
the
There were
condo.
families
and
down the beach.
Yeah, swimming in my
Why are you
piss.
pissing in their direction?
I'm pissing. The ocean takes it to them,
How-
not me.
There's
I don't
so
even.
many
I'm not even
creatures pissing
In
and
fact,
shitting.
it would be
Think
more
of the
like I'm
fish.
on the beach with you guys, and I'm like, I'm gonna run into the water real quick. I gotta take a piss.
I know what
And then
he's
you kinda
doing.
Wade in it. You piss, and then you come back.
Yeah, dude, I looked.
Saltwater
I said,
Absolutely.
Saltwater
That
fish can't live in
that
fresh
was
water. You think they
3
can live
months
in
ago.
piss? What's wrong with you?
I'm not living there, bro.
You're killing them? Save the turtles.
How many fish did you see? There was one jellyfish, and it stung Destiny.
and she
I
went,
was trying to
"Oh!"
preemptively piss on
or
it
whatever
to-
sound.
Oh,
to stop the poison.
thank you. Hey, thanks for pissing in the ocean.
Yeah, I was just
That really
pissing in the
helps.
whole ocean and trying to neutralize the jellyfish's poison.
How many aquatic bodily fluids are in the ocean? Like what percentage?
Probably at least 20.
No way, right? Like the ocean's so big, but there's also so many whales and fish and just things pissing,
Yeah, but the ocean's
shitting, coming
big,
all over the
I
place.
It's a lot.
There's
Yeah,
no
the ocean's a
filter,
lot.
right? So eventually over the eons, it just kind of stacks up.
I mean, it's got to like disintegrate at some point, right?
Like break
Piss
down.
and shit
right?
floats down to the Mariana Trench, and then a thermal vent opens up, and then it fucking
Some
burns
worm.
everything.
Do you think that's what the?
Yeah.
Do you think that's what the Bermuda Triangle is? There's a big toilet.
Whoa.
That's why
it
it
flushes
all-
everything. It flushes
yeah.
everything.
That's
Yeah.
why they're so worried about the current
All the
stopping. They'll stop
feces
flushing.
in the world kind of just slowly navigates
Yeah.
that way, and then it just gets sucked, and then that's
Yeah.
why. That's why in Pacific Rim the monsters come, because we're sending all the piss and shit
Yep.
over to their dimension.
Yep.
They're like, what the fuck?
And the Bermuda Triangle turns into the devil's anus in Thor Ragnarok, and it floats down and goes to a different world. Where
Is the devil's anus in Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah, they called it the devil's anus.
I don't remember.
Oh,
I believe you.
yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's what happened.
I don't remember that scene.
Anyway,
How do you not remember the devil's anus scene?
who says it?
It the fucking
Who says the word anus?
Valkyrie.
Oh.
They're going in the Grandmaster ship, and then it's his orgy
scene-
ship,
the
and they're
scene
going to
really-
the devil's anus, and then they hit the button, and it goes, "It's your birthday!"
You really
and then people are
identified
fucking
with this.
flying around, and then like everything crashes because the fireworks are going off, and then there's not really an orgy happening, but it's in the orgy ship. The ship is dirty, and then they go into the devil's anus, which is also dirty.
What I'm
and there's a lot of-
gathering is that as Joe was watching this movie, you cut to inside his head, and it's that scene from Inside Out where a core memory was born that day, a bright
Yeah.
and brilliant, happy core memory that's just going, "Devil's anus."
He can close
and
his
it's
eyes
rolling
and
down the
explain.
track, and they're
Except
going,
the only emotion I have in my head is sadness.
About poop?
Yeah.
Whatever. Let's get out of this.
hard turn.
What did you want to talk about?
I don't know what I wanted to
No,
talk
you
about.
said you wanted to tease something.
Do you want to tease something? Oh, like what? Our content or like the end of Achievement Hunters content?
Whatever you want. I don't know.
I don't
I'm not
know.
in your brain. You said it.
I'm barely in my brain.
That's right. You just got here after the last shit. The new Trevor.
I'm only about an hour and a half old. I will kind of, I'm sure Larry's messaged me by now, so I want to kind of talk about some of the last Achievement Hunter videos. There it is, Larry. We did. Well, there was a Between the Games from a while ago. You can tell by the way that your hair is different.
Oh yeah, you're gonna tell that. It's
Where it's kind of like the last Between the Games where it has that old age feel, but like you wanted to steal the golf cart.
Oh, right. I remember you guys.
I
And,
wanted to steal it, and then I was.
The way you stole it, though, I was floored.
I was also floored. I did not realize that was possible.
Yeah,
And
we
now
need to drive that thing around the office.
Makes
more.
me think that I can go to any golf course now and do that.
Yeah, and
The
they
golf
actually.
course probably just has the keys in it.
That's true.
Probably.
They changed the ignition specifically because of that video.
Oh yeah.
They like changed out
Yeah.
the key.
Did they really?
They did.
Yeah, that's
they,
cool.
They said they.
You're an influencer.
They sent a message into the Slack, like in the general, saying also, if you ever need the golf cart, you need to get this specific key from the specific person.
You can't
They've
just
changed it.
use any piece of.
Well, it's kind of
trash.
like you're like a cyber hacker. You made them up their security.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was the smoke screen to get them to not be worried about us driving a gas vehicle inside this building.
Why are you spoiling it?
Well,
I don't even know when it comes out, to be honest.
you don't know when it comes out?
Probably in the next.
September 19th.
Probably
tomorrow.
Yeah, probably within
so
the
it's
next
already
days.
out.
It's already out.
There's verses. We're bringing it back. Bringing back verses.
sure did.
There's a Let's Roll. We did. Well, I thought the last Let's Roll. There it is.
Yeah, it is.
Pokemon Master Trainer. Oh, that was so good. An actual throwback to 1999 when that game came
I
out.
owned that game as a kid. Never played it right.
I
This is
find-
the first time I ever played it.
Finally played it right. Obviously, we had Burnout. There's an AH animated, which I don't know how it begins, if it starts in a certain way, but it certainly ends in a unique way. That was a fun idea that I think Larry developed.
Yeah, it was a fun little scripted.
I wasn't even prepared for that, and that was
AH
awesome.
Animated. You definitely weren't.
I was not. I couldn't
Definitely
say, what
weren't.
was the word? Something will or something?
It was a whole thing because you kept saying every
said-
time you fuck it up, you try and say it faster.
You
than
kept
I'm-
trying.
Yeah.
You, kept-
I was like, why can't I say this word?
you said Neville.
Neville.
You said Neville. Like
Never-
about
Never
5
ever?
times.
Like never will is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Something like that. And
Neville
then-
well.
And then I would like mix the words up. And then, of course, the last off topic. I think it's 404.
It is 404, and we knew that.
Error.
That's why we're ending on 404.
Podcast
it was fun
not
time.
found.
It worked out. Also, if you go back, I don't want to go too far in it, but for at least like the last couple weeks, it's like I know there's a Let's Roll where Larry just goes, who gives a shit? There's only 3 more anyway. And like probably slip by the audience.
Great breadcrumbs.
But yeah, there's some breadcrumbs in there. And what works out nice is because this is just like, it's a real, I don't know, informative or just like us talking about Achievement Hunter and Dogbark. Like, I'm glad this is 403 because next week, the last one, is going to be a big old blowout. It's also why we didn't do anything for 400 because we knew we were going to do
pants.
We were going to do 404. Yeah, I'm going to blow it out like my pants, except you bring your pants, I'm going to shit everybody's pants. I'll put
Yeah,
on your
dude.
pants, shit them, and then give them back to you.
Come bring your pants for the last week of Achievement Hunter. We're gonna blow them out.
No, but we're going to do a little mixer.
Oh?
I want this whole studio is just gonna be like a bunch of tables, there'll be drinks, like,
I heard they're trying to get a bartender.
I mean, I'm sure they'll be able to pull it off. There's gonna be some alcohol involved. Let me just say, I'm old.
On this bar?
I'm shitting my pants. The heydays of like getting sloshed and all that are so far gone. But one last ride. One last ride, 404.
It's been
We'll have like a guest or two. Like, I don't know exactly who's gonna be here. I think Fiona.
Oh.
I say that now, and she's gonna cancel or something. But she's supposed to be here. But yeah, hopefully it's just like a nice little bash, and people just have fun, hang out,
Yeah.
do some drinks, tell some tales. That's the plan.
I don't think I've ever partaken in drinking on Off Topic since I got here.
Really?
Yeah, because it was still very fresh into me not drinking.
Yeah.
But recently I've been drinking a little bit more, and it's been fun. It's been nice. It's been
Yeah?
easy. So maybe I'll have my first and last drink on the last Off Topic.
Nice.
Well, now you better.
Oh,
You've made a
Just announced
promise.
it, yeah. Well, he said maybe. But
I take that as a solid promise.
maybe's that's not what
No.
maybe means.
Of course not.
What are you doing? You kissing me?
we kept doing that when we were doing the Dogbark photo shoots.
Yeah, when we did the photo shoot, yeah, you kept squeezing my face into yours, and you kept going, and we were just going.
That was a lot of fun.
It was just a really silly photo shoot, but it was a lot of fun to do.
Dude, and it was great. Like Erica was there for wardrobe, and this is where I got that hat. I got a bunch of new clothes from her. I got those cool green pants I got. I went, I'm keeping these. And it was great because it's like, this is a photo shoot for Dogbark, and she brought some stuff where I'm like, no. I'm like, yes, that's Dogbark.
Yeah.
But then it feeds into itself because it's like, I picked the clothes specifically for the photo shoot to then take it, and now like that's the Dogbark vibe. It's nice that everything so far with Dogbark, because it's in its infancy, because we're going from 0 to something, is everything is so specific, or at least like intentional. Everything's so intentional.
Yeah.
It's always been fun to do the larger Achievement Hunter shoots, right? When it's like, we have a space.
Like that cop car,
like a big
or like the
set,
spray paint wall.
or whatever. And it's like there's certain outfits you're wearing that, it's like this new merch is coming out or whatever. What was cool about this photo shoot is there was no merch at all. It was just for us. And so like we could truly just sort of wear the vibe we wanted for the channel. You know what I mean? For the brand. And so that's where we really started dialing in like these bright like pastels, and not that like people have specific colors, but I love meeting my, as I said, like my kind of personal recent growth with Dogbark and going, I wouldn't have worn that earlier, but I'm more inclined to now, just in general, but I'm really excited to like wear it and make it part of like the look and the feel of Dogbark. And it just makes it so much more genuine when it is what I'm doing anyway. I'm slowly like kind of replacing a bunch of clothes I have at home in my wardrobe, and I'm thinking about Dogbark when I do it. Not that we're fucking Power Rangers and we always have to wear the same thing.
Right.
But there's an active choice where I'm looking and I'm like, I got 90% black shirts.
Yes.
We love black, obviously, black and gray. They just look good. But like, it's nice to be like, wow, I'm getting some color in my fucking wardrobe. I'm getting some options. I have 7 different color pants instead of just having blue and dark blue
Yeah,
jeans.
dude, look at this. Bling. It's like a brown green
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
like
thing.
an olive, but then
yeah.
brown.
Yes, it's like a flat olive. But I don't know, I'm with you on that too, where I started using like Stitch Fix, for example, just to like, I just need someone that's out of my brain. Barbara's great at it too, by the way, but like, just someone who's not in my brain to start throwing things at me, like, is this stylish, is this different? Challenge my like color palette, because, and again, it's not because of, no one thing is leading to another.
Right.
It's just this complex pattern of, I want to change, I want to try new things, and it's all kind of coalesced in this year a little bit, like whether it be my style or just like even my hobbies. I'm trying new things like reading. I've just started reading and I'm loving it, and trying to try new things creatively.
First time?
First time reading. I just learned how to do it. Yeah. Dude, I just finished a honker of a book though.
What was
I
it
don't know
called?
I don't know if you guys know Brandon Sanderson. He's a huge author. It's
How
called,
big is he?
I'd guess about 5'10" plus.
Not huge.
I mean,
I thought you were talking about like Andre the Giant big, but not.
Yo, did you ever see that huge author? He's 11 feet tall. Like, whoa.
But
That's
only in his
cool.
books because his fiction.
how huge is he? He's
That's
about
niche.
He's about an average man's height. Anyway, Way of Kings is what it's called. It's the Stormlight Archive, which is like his like big high fantasy epic that he's got within his broader universe known as the Cosmere. So I've only just scratched the surface, but man, finished that book, which was a doozy. It was like 1,100 pages. Now I'm like taking a step into another one of his, I think a one-off with Warbreaker. But this is something that Chad James has talked about all the time, like throughout these last couple of years. It's like, it's one of his favorite kind of franchises. And he even got, I think, a tattoo from the Stormlight Archive during an Extra Life. And so he's been like pushing me towards this for a while. And so now I'm finally texting him, I'm like, I know who these characters are and I know what's going on. And I have theories and stuff. And he's like,
Alfredo said, how is everyone at the office?
I was a halfway thumbs up.
No, I got to
Did you break that finger too?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I definitely broke something in my finger.
Did you
We
really?
were talking about, like when I
What?
smashed it.
Oh, really?
Oh, for sure. But
Like
it's
a
on the
hairline
end, so it doesn't
fracture or
bother
something?
me. Oh, there's like a piece floating around in there or something. But it's
Do you
on the
feel
outside.
it when you grip or something?
No. I have to rub the outside of, like if I push it on the outside, I can
and you get
feel
this
it.
really like stingy burn.
Oh yeah, it's like a lump. It's probably a piece of bone or something. I should get that looked at.
yeah, maybe.
But it's on the outside, so it doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Like,
Anyway.
if I go like that, it'll hurt.
Anyway,
Sorry.
I got very specific, but the point is, trying new things, dabbling around, and yeah, whether it be style or whatever, it's just been a year of kind of change.
That's good.
Yeah.
I've tried new things. I started eating fruit.
Whoa! What's your favorite fruit?
You're eating fruit?
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna try not shitting my pants.
My diet has been shit for the last 4 years. Just like
I'm glad you're not lying.
I can't lie, Michael. Look at
Sure you can.
Oh, okay. Anyways, yeah, I tried fruit for the first
I
time. in a
tried
while.
fruit.
For the
What kind
first
of
time in a
fruit?
while.
What kind of fruit are you eating?
I am personally on just a huge kiwi kick right now.
Kiwis
Okay.
are good?
Kiwis are very good for you, first of all. They're very dense in micronutrients. But they just taste fucking good. I love kiwis. It's not like I hated fruit. I loved fruit before. I just didn't eat it because I was just sitting at home
Fruit's
fucking
also a pain
gaming.
in the ass because you gotta buy it. You gotta go get it, and then it goes bad so fast.
Yeah.
I've been doing more stuff like that, like fruit and real food, which is, again, I've talked about this before, but it's helped with my diet, is because my children are now old enough where they're little humans. I can't just like give them, like when they're babies, they got bottles and
Just give
shit
them
like
Hot
that.
Pockets.
When they're a little bit bigger, then they're on like toddler food and stuff. But now they're like food. And so I don't give them Hot Pockets all the time. So I have to go grocery shopping. Something Lindsay, an adult can avoid it, right? An adult, I don't feel bad, like I feel bad internally, but I don't morally feel bad to subjecting to myself what I have chosen. It's my choice.
Right.
But I can't subject my children to that. I'm like, just root around for something. You'll find a piece of cheese somewhere. But because of that, it's like, well, I guess I'll buy real food for myself.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, we pretty regularly have a small assortment of fruit.
Yeah.
Strawberries, pineapples, grapes. Grapes are big on the list. There's so many for so little. Grapes is real cheap.
What kind
Grapes
of
is
grapes?
good.
Green grapes?
Green and purple.
Red or
Both. I guess
tippity-top?
they're red, but
No,
they
there's
look-
Concord, there's red, there's the cotton candy kind of ones, there's green, the Granny Smith grape.
I don't know. I get the green and the purple sit next to each other, and I get one of each just for fun. Just for fun.
Just for
They're
fun.
there's no difference between them. I couldn't tell you.
I've been
I eat
meal
one, I eat
prepping
the
for,
other. I
like,
go.
One's a little more
months.
sour,
It's a
right?
grape.
Like a little like more citrusy acid.
It's got to be so minute. I don't notice.
Oh, really?
My taste buds don't know. It grape.
It grape.
Grape.
Apples are good. Peaches.
Dude, the thing about apples is like,
They last a lot longer, which is nice.
they last longer, but it's also like they're like, they represent fruit so well. But if I'm given an assortment of fruit, I'm never gonna pick an apple.
Really?
First. Out of
A
like
Fuji?
a pineapple
A
or like a
Honeycrisp?
cantaloupe or whatever. No, I'm not picking.
You're
I'll take a,
stained by
I'll take a-
Red
I'll take a
Delicious.
banana.
You're ruined
over
by
an
Red
apple.
Delicious.
I just like apples like way down on the list for me, but they last forever. I just saw a video, I think it's on Instagram or something, and it was just someone coming home, opening their refrigerator and saying, just got back from taking my apple out for another walk. And them like opening it up, putting it in, and they're just like filled with apples. And it was just
Dude.
them like, I may not eat one, but I pack it every day and I take it with me and I put it back in the refrigerator when I come home because it's like the morning of like, I'm gonna eat this.
Yeah.
And then it's just the last thing you eat. It just goes right back in the fridge.
Yep.
I think the caption was like, my fruit are well traveled.
That reminds me, I saw a video too where like someone opened up their vegetable drawer and it was like one string of parsley, like a little bunch, and they took it out. It was bone dry. They threw it away and put a fresh one in, and just to close it. You always need something in there.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I was thinking about this over the weekend, and you were kind of reminding me of a parent's kind of kitchen where you have kids, you have all these like Whole Foods or whatever. I thought about it over the weekend. I was like, oh my God, we became the kitchen that I hate. Like there's food everywhere, but nothing to eat. Where it's like a bunch of like sides or a bunch of ingredients, but like no like, this is like, I can make stromboli, and I can make a chicken parmesan. I can make a grilled cheese and some rice. Like there's just like a bunch of sides. And I'm like, how do we get here? What's going on? And that's, I guess the problem is that chicken and all that just goes bad so fast.
No, not unless you freeze.
I freeze it, then we have like a fuck ton of frozen stuff, and I go, what can I cook?
Freezer's dangerous if
'Cause you
just
need to
like, oh,
thaw
throw it in the
it.
freezer.
You need to plan.
But also you gotta be like, what's in my freezer's very easy to throw in, but
And
then if you
forget.
never take out, you just add and you add.
We've got a lot of added.
I've been real good lately, again, just with my diet of like only buying shit I'm eating. Of like, I stack the freezer with like healthy choice, maybe like 10.
Those
but
little steamers.
the steamers, but the beauty of it is anybody can eat them, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a specific diet where it's like, this is my health food and no
Right.
one can have it. So I can buy a bunch of them and then just like I give a spaghetti and meatball to my kid. And I'm like, that's real food. That's better than what they usually eat. They usually eat shit all day. My
Hot
kid,
Pockets.
stop. My kid the other day was watching a video and they were like, I want this candy. And I was like, what is it? And they were watching something. And
An apple?
And it was, God, no. Actually, I take that back. I mean, they love fruit. That's mostly, Luna will only eat fruit all day. We got to take the fruit away from her.
No.
Oh, too much sugar.
Dude, so much
Just
fruit.
too much sugar.
But it's natural.
But she was watching something and they had nerds in it. And then I was like, oh, you want nerds? And she's like, yeah, I want nerds. This was on I don't know, maybe Saturday. Saturday. And so she's like, I want Nerds. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, or maybe this is Friday. This is Friday. And I'm like, yeah, the next time I go out, I'll get you a box of Nerds or something. She's like, okay. This is like in the evening. She asked me like 3 more times that night. And I was like, yeah, when I go out. Saturday, first thing in the morning. Do you have my Nerds? Where are my Nerds? I'm like, no, I'll order them. Hang on. And so like I just ordered some Nerds online. I'm like, they'll be here tomorrow. All day, just asking about the Nerds. All day, literally. But not like insistent or getting upset about it. Just constant reminder.
Hey, did you get those Nerds
anytime
yet?
we're talking, hey, can you put this up in your room? Mm-hmm. Are my Nerds here yet? No, your Nerds are not here yet. Okay. And then it was like, it got to the point, it was Saturday night.
Then it says, Iris will remember
the
that.
other kid. The kids were sleeping, and it was Lindsay and I talking, and that's a good moment. We're like, oh, you missed this thing one of our kids did today. It was funny or whatever. And I was like, oh, there's something I wanted to tell you about Luna, and I can't remember what it was.
And then she walks in.
No, dude, it's even better. I was like, there's something funny. I don't remember what it was. And Lindsay's like, oh, I'll tell you, though. Da-da-da-da. She's asking about her Nerds. I'm like, that's what I was going to tell you. Like, we both had this. Her telling me she wanted Nerds reminded me that's what I was going to tell you. It was some random thing where they got put to bed, and Lindsay and I are like, cool, kids are asleep, doing whatever. All of a sudden, you hear, like, noise in the kitchen. But a noise where you know is not our cats. We're like, that's a kid.
Yeah.
And
that's purposeful rifling.
And we walk into the kitchen, and it wasn't even like, oh, I'm out of bed and I'm caught, or like I should be sleeping or whatever. She's just casually sitting at the table, like doing something. And we're just like, what are you doing? Like, we put you to bed.
Yeah.
You were in bed, and it's not like I got up and came down and asked for something. It's just like, time to get up. And she's just sitting there, and she just goes, do you have my Nerds?
She's sitting there playing solitaire, writing a note.
I have the Nerds
The light
now.
comes on, and she's like, Michael, welcome to the kitchen. I was waiting for you and the Nerds.
I got them last night, didn't tell her today, because she would have eaten a box before school. So when I get home today, she'll finally get some Nerds.
And then she's like, nah, I don't want those anymore.
No, she won't. No, she won't. That's not how kids act with candy.
Is she the kind of that pours it out and doles them one at a time, or is she the kind of tip the box and like eat them in like
my kids
masses?
are one at a time for anything.
So it's
just
rip the box open and
rip the box open, spill a bunch, eat it. Then it'd probably like eat them off the floor one at a time, maybe.
Well, when you're desperate, when you're all out, you got to go for the.
You mentioned Nerds. It's very off topic. But have any of you guys ever been whipped by a nerd rope before?
No, dude, I'll be honest, I never had a Nerd rope till like a year ago or something. I didn't even know they existed. There's Nerd ropes and there's Nerd gummy clusters.
Yeah.
I don't know about the gummy clusters, but Nerd rope hits. Ooh.
When it hits you, it does not hit.
What?
I was asking if any of you guys have ever been hit by a nerd rope.
Oh, like he said whipped.
Right,
He said
right,
whipped.
right.
No.
Right. No, that's a
No, I haven't.
that's hitting different.
Yeah, it did hit different.
No, I haven't. You asked the question like there's a possibility. When were you last whipped by a Nerd's rope?
I was in high school.
Okay.
And
who did it?
One of my
Who
friends.
did it to you?
One of my friends was just
What's happening?
had a nerd rope, right? And it was one of the really long ones because they used to have like the short ones and then they had the really long ones.
Yeah.
So they had the really
Yard.
the yard nerd rope. And then they I thought they were just gonna eat it, but they picked it up out of it's like a little like cardboard little boat thing.
Yeah.
And then pull it out, and then they just started swinging it around like this.
Nerds everywhere.
The Nerds did not fall off, surprisingly, did not
okay.
fall off.
I would imagine it would rip before they
Swinging it around and decided to kind of like bolo it at me.
But you just threw the whole thing? Let go?
Fucking
What a waste.
threw it.
Did you catch it?
Hit me in the fucking face. It really hurt. I was just asking because you
you
said
eat
Nerds. No, I didn't eat it.
Who ate it? Did anybody eat it? You
No,
just
I
wasted
think it was just on the ground.
Do you remember when Jeremy was running around with that gummy snake?
Not really.
God.
Oh, you showed me a video of
Gummy
that.
snake.
I really
Give
don't.
me a bit.
It's just
really don't.
you reminded me of that giant gummy thing, and so Jeremy was running around with like this maybe it wasn't that long, but it was like this multi-foot long,
Multi-foot.
giant,
Not several.
like
Yeah,
It was multiple
multi-foot.
feet.
right, and that's a normal thing that normal people say. It was this multi-foot long gummy worm, and he's like having everyone like take a bite out of it. People are slapping it, and I'm like, that didn't age after COVID came along. Like it was like maybe a year or two before COVID, and we could never run around and go doing that.
I could.
You could do it now.
I remember being, I'm not a germaphobe, but I am germ-aware, and I was watching people take huge honking bites out of that thing. I'm like, keep that thing away from me. I don't know where there's a safe spot.
That might be what I am. I'm not a germaphobe. I'm a germ aware.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were talking about that. the other day.
Joe said to me the other day that he was a germaphobe, and I was like, "You're the worst fucking germaphobe I've ever met in my life."
I did hear that.
because I don't know that.
yes.
You make no effort to like not get germs on you. Like it's insane. Like I know what a germaphobe is, and it's like you're very aware.
Yes.
I'm germophobia in public places.
But you
That
were
makes
you were basically saying like you are aware of the germs enough to panic internally, but you do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is what's
which is
happening.
like
Kinda
the
like
worst.
that.
It's like a germaphobe meets Joe.
Which then
So it's
to
like,
me,
just let
you're
it
not
happen.
germ
Just
aware.
let it happen.
You're just germ informed, and
Germ informed.
But you just walk into it. You go, "There's germs in here,"
Yeah.
and then walked on in.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of weird with it, I guess. I don't really do anything about it.
It's just we do on a daily basis pretty anti-germaphobe stuff. And it's not like the worst stuff in the world, right? Like every day. But it gets in there and that shocked me that there's not a single moment I can remember Joe being like, this it's too much, I'm out. It's like this guy's around Stink Barrel.
it's for
Right,
content.
Stink Barrel.
Yeah, but that's again, that it's just like
And my
that's
brain-
a condition.
My brain goes.
I don't know how
in a
you
different,
put aside a condition for a content.
Yeah.
Like
My brain starts
like, oh,
flickering
I want to
different
jump out of
ways.
my own skin, but Stink Barrel.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, it's kind of like turning off your inhibitions. So like when we filmed between the games, a lot of dangerous things happened where if I was not in the space where a camera was recording it or like a video was going to go out, I'd be like, maybe I don't do that. But you just dive in when the video's going because you're like, someone will enjoy this.
Waterboard me
chaos.
next.
Waterboard me next.
Maybe I'm really thirsty.
I think about Jeff jumping on top of that giant beach ball, and I'm like, dude, that is wildly dangerous. Just slip right off the top of that. Whew, something's gonna break.
The old slip and fall.
The old slip and fall.
That's how you get rich. Slip and fall in a grocery store. You're a millionaire.
Chucking jars of jam up into the ceiling.
What?
Yeah.
My thing, honestly, wasn't even so much the danger. It was just the absolute, and I'm not a germaphobe at all, but it's just the absolute disregard for not making a fucking mess. Don't get me wrong. If that's the video,
Well, that was part of the video too.
Great.
Was just turning that part off.
if that's the video, great. But it's like, this has nothing to do with anything, and you're making a fucking mess. That shit pisses me off.
Do you have an example of that one?
Oh, Gavin knocking that fucking shit off on the floor, like I don't even remember what bacon
barbecue
jam or
sauce?
the barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Just like you're making a gameplay video. Why the fuck is there a broken bottle of barbecue sauce on the floor and him going, I didn't know where to start, so I just left it there. That shit.
I didn't know how to clean it.
That's like, which is the opposite of us shooting Red Dragon in, and Sarah's like, don't you spill that drink! And then I spill the drink on the studio floor that's gonna get mopped in 1 second. It's the easiest thing to
this
clean.
concrete?
Yeah, and she's like, ah! Like, that's clearly if this were someone's house, this would be absolutely insane. This is a studio, it's for a shoot, it makes total sense. But then there's just, you can take that too far of like, hey man, we're making a video, just fucking hit that guy's car with a bat. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like there's a limit, okay?
Let's blow
And
up something.
I feel like I live on that, like I know what that line is.
Yeah.
Where it's like perceived mess or perceived like, is great for content, right? Like it still
Right.
has a little bit of mess,
It was
but it
slightly
looks
controlled.
it looks way worse than it is. That's
Yeah.
just it's an easy win. I don't know any way to
Yep.
describe it. But then someone who doesn't get that goes, and then we do this, and I go, that's no,
Right. There's the sweet spot where
that's wild.
where it can look more dangerous.
and then
than
let's
it
break
is.
the set.
Yeah. And then we'll smash everything to pieces.
I'll kick it all down.
I think actually, oddly enough, one of the things
Cancel.
that was
I don't want to do an emergency call.
one thing that was more messy than intended, or definitely like shouldn't have happened, was and it was such a benign thing, really, was I think in the Let's Play family reunion announcement, we popped off, and it wasn't confetti, it was like those color dust cannons or whatever,
Oh.
where like a cloud of like yellow
Yeah,
dust
what they
comes
use
out.
for like for gender reveals and stuff.
Sure, yeah. And that stuff, it's just like cornstarch, essentially, and it's just dyed. That shit went everywhere, and we're like, oh, we can vacuum it. It got sucked into the computers. It got sucked into the AC.
Oh yeah, I remember
And everyone's
that.
kind of like, ah, shit.
That was like all over Jeremy's shit, wasn't it?
Well, he was in the AWU zone. You were close enough to it, too.
Yeah, but I just remember like a fine dust all over his shit. That's what that was.
It was
I don't
everywhere.
remember the thing
And then
at all.
breathing that was
I don't
terrible.
remember the thing, whether I was there or not. I mean, I might have been there and just forgot. But I
Yeah.
remember the dust being around forever because it looked like dried like mustard or something.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, we got some sand on all over the top of the computer, which is
Everywhere.
it just has nothing but vents.
Yep.
It's like, oh, don't worry, it didn't fall into the computer because so much of it clogged the vent
Yeah.
where it stopped itself.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Excellent.
And we pulled those things open, and they were yellow on the inside.
I don't think we've done anything super messy since I've been here.
No, because mess makers haven't been around. Okay? There's definitely some culprits. Don't get me wrong, we do videos, like I said, that it's like, this is gonna be a messy video. You plan it accordingly, like, yeah, this is gonna go to shit, but it's fine. And then you got people that just go, what about that? Or maybe, not to name names, what about that? It's just like, anyway, bye.
I did find
Who put this coffee on my desk?
Joe and I were looking for some. Yeah, that's a man that wakes up a new person every day. I shit my pants and become a new person and forget the past. He is a new person every day. Who done this?
Who touched my desk?
Who sat here yesterday? Joe and I were perusing stage 2, which is where we keep all of our props and like kind of outfits and stuff, among many other things. And I found all of those confetti cannons that we had like messed with, and then they were ushered away from us. And so now I think for the next off topic, I'm just gonna go dig them all out. We'll pop those off in here.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Bunch of them.
We learned way too late into using those liberally that they launch like a little rubber ball.
Yeah.
And like we were launching them at each other, launching them at lights and stuff. Thankfully, no one got nailed by that little rubber pellet. Or a light didn't get shattered by it. I don't know how fast it comes out, but apparently it's pretty dangerous.
They're pretty quick.
Yeah, because that's the thing that basically spring-loaded launches
Kind of like getting
everything
shot
out.
with a potato cannon.
That sounds almost lethal.
Yeah.
Did your friend
If your aim is good
also shoot you with a potato?
I have been shot with a potato
enough.
cannon.
You ever get shot with nerd rope in a potato cannon?
Yeah.
No, that would be a whole different level. I want to try it now.
All right, cool, let's do it.
Dogbark.
Dumb.
Oh, the other thing about Dogbark, very big, no dogs.
That's a
No.
very
No
important
dogs. You'd
thing.
think that there would be dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not.
Right.
That's why I ran across the screen.
I don't know why you did that, though.
I
'Cause
just
that made it seem like there are dogs.
But
That was confusing.
Conflicting messaging is what that was.
Yeah, but I didn't do that when you did. I just did that separately, and
You
then they
did.
put it in.
That you did.
And then they put it in, made it seem like I was the dog, but I'm not.
every
Right,
time
well, you made you seem like the dog when you went oh, and ran across. They didn't make that. They just used it somewhere. You still did it.
I think with the messaging of you saying no dogs really made it.
Mm.
You know, I don't think it was me.
Fun thing about Dogbark, like I said earlier, we had no name to begin with. It was just like the new brand because
Right.
it was far from the most important thing.
Project
Which is so many
X.
things. And then we settled on a name because it's like we had one and then we could start calling it something.
Yes.
And then
Which was a lot of text, a lot of chats, a lot of like
it's fine.
words flying around.
And I'll say this, like I didn't come up with Dogbark, but did I champion that? I never stopped saying we should be called Dogbark from
Yeah.
the second I heard it. And that was just because, if I recall correctly, something you made up when Sarah was asking about it.
It was a misdirect because we had a name. To your point, we had a no
No!
dogs,
No dogs!
but we are dog people.
all yeah.
we had a name and it this was still very early phases. And Sarah's coming in, and I'm like, well, this isn't ready for the grapevine, right? It's
We
not
tried
ready
to
to
keep it
permeate.
contained. We've tried to keep it contained for a long time, not because it was a secret, but it's just like we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Other people don't need to know this and not
It's
know.
not gossip fuel yet.
It's just not even. It's not tangible in any way.
Yeah.
It just becomes detrimental to spread information about a project that's changing every 3 seconds, and because that all those changes are not going to get spread. It's
It already
You're
happened.
going to hear a thing, and
Yeah.
then it's like someone comes to you and goes, "So I heard you're going to the jungle to do it." It's like, no, that was one idea from 2 months ago, and then someone said whatever. So we were just trying to keep a tight lid on it
That
as
way,
much as possible,
to
just
limit
to avoid confusion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there was still confusion regardless. But yeah, it was Joe and I sat in the office. Sarah walks in, and just to avoid any confusion, it was a smoke screen. It was like a dog bark, and she's like, "Really?" And Joe's like, "Yeah, absolutely."
Yeah, I was like, yep, it's Dogbark. And we just sat staring at our screens, and then Sarah was like, okay.
And this
why-
was like March.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, and she was like, okay, Dogbark, why dogs? And we were just like, we're still figuring it out. It was just Dogbark. And then she left, and as soon as she left, you and I started cracking up.
We
Obviously,
were
it wasn't-
dying, and then I think we told Jaron, and then we heard that the name was permeating, and I was like, exactly, case in point. But then she came back like a week or two later, and I figured much like any sort of white lie, like little, lighthearted lie that makes its way to Sarah, that it would be dispelled at some point. But then Sarah comes back in a week or two later and she's like, I'm thinking a lot about like dog-centric ideas and like motifs and like the things that you can do, like logos and stuff. And I'm like, oh God, it's stuck. And then we're like, oh yeah. And anyway, that just became the project name for what we had already named something completely different. And then yeah, Michael's like, actually, I like that.
Yeah.
We should keep that.
And I had suggested the previous name
Yeah. You
that
did.
we were with, and I go,
Which I
"Dog-"
really liked.
And I was like, I like Dogbark. And then I was like, oh, whatever. And I just kind of kept saying it casually, even to the point where like I remember early on, it was just like bullshit where we'd be having meetings about the brand or whatever. We talk about whatever, and I go, also thinking about maybe changing it to Dogbark. Like I remember the first time I brought that up at a meeting, it was just dead silence.
Yeah, everyone thought you were just fucking around. Like it was not serious at all.
I just kept bringing it up.
And then for some reason, something clicked in everyone's head and was like, Dogbark makes sense. Dogbark. I personally really loved Bark. I think Bach should have been the champion. But
Bach's good, but
Should I pull up a photo of Bach?
I mean, I don't know if we can just already lean so heavily on AI.
no.
All right, so the story of Bach is simple. Bach was born out of the name Dogbark, and we're like, we need a logo, we need something, and everybody loves AI. So let's make our whole branding AI-centric, and this was, God, months ago at this point. And I ended up printing it out. I don't know if we can get it closer, if I can send it.
Send it
Yeah,
to
they'll
them.
put it up later.
Justin, who should I send this to?
Send it. Send it to Kat.
Send it to Kat. All right, I'll send it to Kat.
Fucking-
I won't make you change the
Fucking
cameras.
Bach.
Yeah.
But Bach came out like immediately, and we fell in love with it. And we were like, we gotta keep this thing behind the scenes, because otherwise it's gonna take on a life of its own. People are gonna fall in love with it before we can even get Dogbark out the door, and they're gonna be like, make it Bach, make it Bach. Anyway, I'm gonna send this to Kat real quick.
Yeah. You can see Bach in one of the shorts if we actually put it out that we made. Because again, when we made this, the little short I'm talking about, we still didn't even have, like we were dialing in the logos, but we didn't have them yet. We were still like going back and forth with design and colors and
Sent Kat.
all this. And then you were like, I'll get Bach. And it's like you just printed out a bunch of AI generated Dogbark.
No,
shit.
okay, so that's the one AI generated. All the other ones are just like word art, all the different fonts that you could have when you were trying to make a PowerPoint in 1998 look spicy.
Look, there it
So
is.
it's like-
Bach.
Bach! So that's what. So you send AI the words dog and bark, and I said I want a cartoony logo for a brand named Dogbark, and I kept it all one word. So it got dog, okay. It didn't really know how to do bark, and so that's where Bach came from.
Yeah, it's just Bach
And,
on top of a dog's head.
Bach dog.
And I'm kind of here for it, honestly.
Yeah.
Boy's okay.
Dogbark sells a little better than Bach.
Yeah. It's in the name. It's just okay. Bach.
And that's that.
And that is that. I don't know how long we've been going.
We've been working. That's basically
Blacked
it.
out most of this time.
I mean, I feel like we did what we wanted to do here today.
Yeah.
Kind of set the tone. Now, look, there's going to be a lot of questions I'm sure we didn't answer because we're not actually answering questions. We were just talking.
Yeah.
But like you said early on and have said throughout, like we're still figuring it out as we go. The best thing about this is just how genuine it is, right?
Yeah.
Of like, we decided it was time to end Achievement Hunter. We took the steps to do that. We've been all invested on creating this new thing. And really, like, if there's something we didn't really get to, we just didn't really think about it.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sure we're gonna come out with like more information or more specifics as far as, videos and schedules and, timelines and stuff. But we're just hoping people are down to jump on and
Ride the Bach train.
ride the box train with us.
Yeah, dude.
So it's gonna be, basically one more full week of Achievement Hunter, like starting next week, and that's gonna be killer. And I hope people really enjoy the throwbacks and the shit that we made.
Yeah.
And I really hope they're excited for Dogbark, and I hope it's something not just us that we have ownership of, because we own it, you don't. We do, you don't. But
Bach
they can
does.
feel like, oh, I'm here. Like I already saw someone comment today because today is when we made the announcement, like at the time of filming this.
Yes.
And I even saw people say like, I've been with Achievement Hunter for like a long time. I wasn't there at the very beginning, but I've been with Achievement Hunter a long time, and I'm so stoked to be like Dogbark day one.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
And honestly, like if it doesn't feel like your cup of tea, that's totally fair and fine.
I mean, it's different.
Yeah.
But like,
It's totally different. But
it's totally
it is what we want to do.
Exactly.
It's something we're excited about and we're really passionate about. And there's no like, no one's making us do anything in the sense of like ending Achievement Hunter, starting this, any video or any idea you see, like that's us. It came from us. We wanted to make it, and we were supported enough to be able to create it and put it out in front of you. And if you liked it and we liked it, maybe we'll do more. If it wasn't a hit, maybe we just move on. Like willing to try things and accept that didn't go so well, or it didn't react well, or people didn't really get what we were trying to convey, and it's fine to just go, okay, move on to the next thing.
Right. So
without it being a huge like, oh no, we got to make it for 3 more months first.
Right. Exactly.
And so we're doing baby steps. We're learning how to walk. Walk with us, baby.
Walk with us. Hold
Grab
on,
my little baby hands and walk with me.
Yeah.
Joe, by the way, if you're not using those steroids, I'll take them.
I need them.
Clearly you don't.
You left them.
Time and time again.
You can't go pick them up for me.
I bet I could.
Oh, you probably could.
What are you talking about?
I'll just give you my birthday. You can just go there.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, I'm his caretaker.
You need my social security number too? Or?
No, but I'll take it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I'll take your credit card just while we're out here dulling.
Oh, yeah. Good luck with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll run up a.
Yeah.
He's going to hand you a bunch of pieces.
Debt.
Yeah, here, hey, take my. That's how it works. Right? Give me my credit card and take my debt.
So, I mean, that's the penultimate episode. The
penultimate.
Right? Next week, last off topic. Last everything.
That's wild.
Next week. You're going to get hit with the lasts, and, you know, I understand it might be sad to see it go, but you can be sad, but put it in a place in your heart of going, I enjoyed this, and this was great, and it'll always be there.
Yeah.
And, you know, hopefully you're excited about the new stuff.
All we can ask is that if you're interested in the new stuff, that you support it, that you show up, hit like, comment, or even just share it with people.
At Dogbark Show. I'll tell you what, it's weird, but if you're a fan who, like, for years and years and years, you're like, oh, I'm a huge fan of Rooster Teeth or Achievement Hunter or whatever, and it's so hard to, like, show it to people, not just because of the, like, vibe, like, it might just be not their cup of tea, but, like, where do you start?
Right.
Where do I begin? What do I show them? You only got one trailer to show right now.
Y'all.
So easy. Make your mom watch it. Make your dad watch it. You say, you're gonna watch it!
Dogbark. Moms love it. Hope, maybe. I don't know. We don't know yet.
Moms love it.
Could be. It's one of
Bach mom.
15.
Dads love it.
Bach mom?
Bach mom.
Yeah.
You guys are really grounded to a halt.
Always have to grind it to a halt.
You do.
I do. I find enjoyment in it sometimes.
You do.
Sorry. God damn it.
See you next week. One last time. I mean, they'll see.